Hi guys, good afternoon. We're here once again. We are Eurovision Fantasia, and today we have JONE, sorry for my pronunciation, which is one of the contestants for this year's Melodi Grand Prix 2023 that will be performing on the second semi-final this Saturday, the 21st of January. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and taking time to answer our questions, John.
Thank you so much for having me as well. It's a pleasure.
No worries. So yeah, as I said, you're one of the contestants. And how do you feel when you got chosen to enter the pre-selection and you get to know that you were one of the entrants to represent Norway this year potentially? And what are your expectations both in the Norwegian scale and also like in the Eurovision stage? Like what are your expectations for this contest in general?
Well, when I got selected for with my song, it was really amazing. The whole journey from wanting to participate and actually participating was actually quite a funny story because at the start of this year, or in the middle of this year, that's last summer, I wanted to make demos to send into MGP. Trying to participate, but I didn't have the time because I had to focus on my own project with my own singles and stuff like that. So I wanted to postpone it and do it this year instead to participate in 24. But then a buddy of mine, actually one of the producers who produced Queen of the Kings by Alessandra, he contacted me, telling me that there was a song that was maybe going to be a part of MGP, but it needed a stronger vocal. And a more heavy vocal that fitted the song. And so I tried recording the song, went into studio, recorded it, and it sounded really amazing. Got home the same evening, and Stig Karlsen, the big boss man from MGP in Norway, he called me and said, yeah, let's go.
Nice.
So yeah, so that was pretty amazing. So the song that I'm Echo Innemai, I actually didn't write it, but it is a typical song that I would have wrote. So I really love it. And the expectations, well, I didn't know that it was this big and so many fans all around Europe and all around the world, and Norway, of course, as well. So I didn't have any expectation to start with, but when I kind of got the hang of it and how everything works and all of that, it was actually really overwhelming to begin with. But I've been taken such good care of, and everyone's been really nice, and everyone seems to love the song. Not everyone, of course, but all the people that contact me. Yeah, thank you. So, and also if I go through to Eurovision, I don't know, man. I just have to take one step at a time.
Also, you said you wanted to like, you thinking like last summer you wanted to like enter MGP, but you're going to delay it like till next year. Was there like a moment like when you like knew you kind of wanted to enter MGP or try and go for Eurovision? Like what made you like decide you wanted to do that?
Well, I've been hitting like tops of my career all of 2022. So with Norwegian version of the Grammys, I got selected for or nominated is what it's called, for what's called Spellemannsprisen. Yes, sort of like the Norwegian Grammys at the start of the year. And then I hit my first gold plaque for my song Eventyr. So then I just figured, why not try entering the biggest song contest that there is. So with my friends that I produce and write music with, we just sat down and, hey, let's try making demos and try to participate in Eurovision or MGP, of course. So it was like a sort of like moment when we sat in the studios and was like, right, what should we do now? And then it's like, let's do it, let's try. But yeah, it kind of sucked when we figured out that we didn't have the time to actually produce the demos that we wanted to produce. So then we just figured out that we wanted to postpone it. But yeah, it was amazing that I got to participate either way.
That's great.
Yeah. Nice. So now talking more about your entry for this year's MGP. The song is called Echo in me, which means echo inside of me. And but can you tell us a little bit more about the meaning and the lyrics, what it means to you, and what's the story behind it, and the story you want people to hear and get to know, because it sounds like it's a very personal story of you. So I guess it's something that you really care about.
Yeah, well, it's not like a personal thing for me, but I'm pretty sure that it's a personal thing for many people, because the meaning of the song is like it is a heartbreak song. So it's about a person that you've lost, and that always comes back like an echo inside your head. So when you're going about your day-to-day things, then all of a sudden you get that echo, and then you get that feeling of longing, or feeling of regret, or heartbreak, is what like the whole summary of the song is. And I think a lot of people can feel that and see themselves in that situation. And also with the power of the song, because it's a really heavy, energetic song, I think that, in my opinion, I think that sort of like represents that feeling. So it matches together.
Okay, that's really cool. So also, talking about like musicals, general music, right? So we know you've warmed up artists like Hugler, Tix, Staysman, Ringless Ronnie, and all those people. Are they any of them like inspirations for you for your music, or is there anyone else who inspires you? Any more styles that inspire you?
Well, yeah, sort of all of them are sort of like inspirations for me. But especially Tix, because his songwriting is something that I really look up to. He's a really great vocalist and a really great writer when it doesn't do party music, but he has a way of communicating with his lyrics that are super simple, but the lyrics are super hard to make. So that's one of the inspirations. Hagle is sort of like Norwegian country pop. And that's what I usually do, but not that heavy country, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're almost like sort of like rednecks. I'm not that hardcore redneck.
Like tracks like really country, those songs. Like
yeah, their songs are really hard country songs, yeah. But sort of like party pop country songs. But yeah, so they're also a big inspiration, and it's been awesome to get to know those guys, and Tix as well. He's a really nice guy, down to earth, even though he's one of the biggest artists in Norway at the moment. So yeah, just to watch those guys work and see how they go about the day and how they make their music is really inspirational.
Yeah, they are really big artists, and they keep breaking records every time. Like every time they release music, so it's amazing. And Tix like wrote several like of the greatest songs that we have nowadays, like in the pop, in general. Like he even like other artists like Ava Max, for example. So he's really great. So now talking about the competition, MGP. So you are performing this Saturday in the semi-final too. We know that the first semi-final already happened, and 3 are already in the final. And now this Saturday, the second one will happen. What sort of performance can we expect from you? As you said, that is a very like upbeat and fast song. And also, the song is not only by you. Like there is also another girl called Silke, right? Singing the song with you. Will she be in the performance with you, or just as a backing vocalist or something like that?
Well, when it comes to Silke, I think that should be a surprise.
Okay.
But the rest of the performance is well, of course, it's a lot of energy, but sort of like dark. Because that's what the song represents. It is a heartbreak song, but it's still upbeat, up tempo. So we tried to make people feel the song, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So and the outfit that I'm wearing is pretty cool. That's the only thing I'm gonna say about that. I think it's awesome. And I also have 4 amazing dancers with me, who are doing a great choreography and making the whole show just amazing, in my opinion, of course.
Yeah. Will you be dancing as well? Will you not be dancing?
No, unfortunately, I'm not going to be dancing that much, no.
Okay, that's fair enough though. Yeah. It's not like not be able to sing, during the competition. But also, if you were so MGP, say you were to win MGP and you competed for Norway and Liverpool, would you like change the performance maybe to adapt to a bigger stage, or even just for the final? Like, would you change your performance to adapt to the bigger stage? And like,
I don't think I want to change it, but I want to make it bigger. Because I really love what we've done with our performance, and I think that it has a lot of room to be even greater than what it already is. But that's something that we have to discuss when that time comes, because might be one of your next questions, but we've also figured out if we go through to Liverpool in Eurovision, we want to try and rewrite the song in English and see how the sound of the song will be in another language. So we're going to try it, and we're going to make an English version of it, but it's not said that we're actually going to perform it on the English version. So that's something that we have to figure out when that time comes. But yeah, when it comes to the performance of the show, I personally want to just make it bigger and much more grand.
I mean, Tix also, he sung in Norwegian, right, in MGP when he entered, and then he changed to English in the in Eurovision. What I found that I actually liked his song more in Norwegian than in English, even though I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what Utav Mørket means, but like I like it more than the English version. So like,
yeah, so
it's interesting. It depends on the song, I think. If, like, it sounds better in English or Norwegian.
I don't think that it depends on the song. I think it depends on what the meaning of the song is and the sound of it. So it takes Måneskin's Secheboni example. I have no clue what they're saying, but I'm 100% sure that that song would not be the same at all. I think it would suck if they did it in English, because they're really meaning what they're saying. And I think that's what I'm doing with this song. And I think that's the same that Tix did with his song in Norwegian. So that's why I probably won't change it.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have like Norwegian back in the Eurovision, because it's been very long time since you didn't enter in.
I know. So I really want to keep it in my own language, and there's a lot of participants nowadays that do their performances in their own language, in their native language, and I really love that, because it's sort of like it's a great diversity.
Yeah. So as we said, MGP this year is a really good competition, and there are strong competitors competing against you, as you said, like and there are also some very well-known artists in this semi-final along you, like Elsie Bay, for example, or Sandra Ling. How do you feel about competing against them, or in general against other big names in Norway?
And and like also like the people really pretty qualified, and like Ulrika and people semi-3, like all of that.
Yeah. I'm not thinking that much about it, to be honest, because right now everyone starts at the same point, and I really think that now that people will actually listen to the song and see the performance and make their vote because of that, instead of like, well, we know who that is, let's put them through. Because of course the Norwegian viewers, they want to send someone to Eurovision that might have a chance of winning, and so they have really great songs, of course, it's not that, but I think that for me it doesn't really matter, because an underdog like me can of course have the opportunity to make it just as grand as they do.
That's definitely true. That's definitely true. I mean, like, we've been seeing this in like other national finals, other like selections and stuff in Eurovision in general. Some countries will send in the famous artists, but some countries literally just don't even care. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a famous singer in a country, they still won't send you if your song's not good enough. They'll send whoever's like the best. Like, I talked to you about Spain last year. Do you ever?
Yeah. So I'm from Spain, for example. I'm from Spain, and last year we started this MGP, but in Spain, kind of thing. And there were like some big names, and then in the final there was this drama about them not going to Eurovision, and then another girl who wasn't really famous going to Eurovision, Chanel, and then we ended up coming third. You know what I mean, in Eurovision. So you never know.
So that's what I mean. It doesn't matter who you are in your own country, because you're going to represent that country, and the people around Eurovision mightn't know who that is, and that doesn't matter to them.
Yeah, the most important thing is the message and the song. It's not the artist.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Do you?
And of course, I'm in that position.
Yeah.
But I mean, also like Tix, Tix is huge in Norway, but no one in England knows who he is apart from like hardcore Norwegian music fans, which
Yeah,
not many of in
that's
England.
accurate.
But
Yeah.
then like the Rasmus from Finland last year, those people I heard saying that they thought that they won because they were the Rasmus, not because the song was the best. And there were two other songs that like the fandom like liked a lot more than their song, but they didn't win.
Yeah.
People were like kind of mad about it because I think it's like a Finland thing though. People think that this guy called Robin who might win his entry this year because he's already famous in Sweden. No, Finland. But we don't know. We actually don't know yet.
Yeah.
Honestly, all the selections this year, the like outright winner favorite hasn't won. So
Yeah, that's
so
it.
we don't know what's gonna happen. That's quite exciting.
This year, yeah, this year is very unpredictable. Like last year, most of the known names won, but this year is I don't know what's going on in Europe, but they are picking like the most not random, but the most unexpected act.
Like
So,
Yeah.
on Saturday, we were shocked. We were there. These two girls that we thought would win. One of them would win. The whole fans thought they would win. And then the guy who won, like no, some people I know didn't even listen to his whole song. They didn't even think he had a chance of winning, and then he won.
well,
Yeah, exactly.
It's literally crazy. It's so weird.
Yeah. So,
So we don't know what's gonna happen though, but it's exciting. And also I saw betting odds today. You've got a really, really high percentage of
yeah,
getting to the final, which I'm very
I
excited
know.
about because it's like when I hear one of my favorite songs from MGP got a chance to get in the final, I'm very, very happy. And when I get I'm even happier, Aitor can tell you about me on Saturday night like screaming, didn't you?
yes.
I was screaming on Saturday night. It was ridiculous. But in general, do you watch Eurovision and or MGP? And like, do you have any favorite acts from them?
Well, the first time I actually watched MGP and Eurovision was in 2021. And that was the year that Tix participated, of course, but it wasn't only because of him. I watched there were two other artists participating in the Norwegian MGP who I knew from before because they're signed with the same record label as me. So of course I wanted to watch those guys and see how they did it. And then I just continued watching all the way into Eurovision, of course, because Tix has been one of my bigger inspirations throughout the years. And then that fire show of Måneskin with Sechebone, it was like that was sort of like the point where I figured out, all right, this is actually pretty cool. So I haven't had like any personal like closeness or what I should call it to Eurovision or MGP, but it is the biggest song competition in the world, and I'm a musician, so of course I have to watch it. But yeah, that was like the first year that I really watched it and loved it. I didn't have the opportunity to watch it last year. But yeah, Subwoofer from Norway was pretty cool. But yeah, personally, I thought it was more like a show than a song.
Yeah.
For me. So yeah, of course, I thought it was a great choice to send them over because the song was really cool and their theme of their song was actually that it was weird in a funny way. But yeah, anyways, it was like yeah, it's only been that 1 year that I really watched it, but I fell in love with it either way.
Yeah, great. So yeah, okay, so we came to the end of the interview. And thank you so much, Jon, for your time, and yeah, we wish you the best luck for Saturday. We will be rooting for you and watching it from London together, Cara and I. And if you can send a message for our fans in Eurovision Fantasia, so people can get to know you more before your performance, as we will be uploading this before Saturday, that would be great.
Yeah, of course. Of course, there's a lot I want to say. It's been overwhelming with all the messages that I gotten from all of you guys. All of you wanting to see me in Liverpool and on Eurovision and wanting me to just get through to the finals in Norway. It's been insane how much love I've gotten from all of you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. It's been amazing.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.